Hello and welcome to my channel called Millie Bakes. If you don't know me already, my name is Millie and I bake goods from around the globe. Today we're starting with Wales and we're going to be making some Welsh cakes. First you want to add your flour, then you want to add your butter, and you want to add a pinch of salt. Now you want to mix it together using your hands. They should turn out looking a little bit like breadcrumbs. So once it looks a little bit like breadcrumbs like this, you want to go ahead and add your sugar and your currants. My sugar and all of the currants. And mix again. Now you want to add between 1 and 2 teaspoons of your mixed spice. I'm going to add about 1.5. Just give it a little bit more flavor. Okay, now you want to add your mixed egg with milk. And you want to mix this together until you get a stiff dough. So once you can take it out of the bowl and it looks like this, you want to move out your bowl, grab some flour, just sprinkle some flour down. I'm just gonna move all this like this, and then you want to flatten it out. You can use a rolling pin if you would like. This is Luna, grumpy. Okay, now for this step, you can use whatever you want. I tend to use the top of a cup to make little circles. Of course, you don't want it too big, but don't make them tiny. But it's completely up to you what you use. I'm using a cup in this case. And you just want to create little circles like that. And use as much dough as you possibly can to get as many possible out. So yeah, they should look something like this. And then put them to the side and we will use them in a minute. As you can see, I was roughly able to make around 13 little circles. Obviously, depending on how thin or thick your dough is, it will change, but you should make around 15. Now all you will need is your frying pan and let's cook them. Now you want to turn your hob about to number 5 or like halfway, around about, maybe even 6. Then you want to let that just sit for a minute just to warm up. Now you want to grease your pan with a little bit of butter. You can do it with oil if you like, but it doesn't taste as nice. Now you just want to let that sit for another minute. Once that feels and looks hot enough, you want to add your first one onto the pan. Don't overcrowd it, but you can add like around 3 each time. Cook for 3 minutes on each side. And if it is raw in the middle, turn it on its side so it can cook. Make sure you check it every minute or so just to make sure it's not burning, because even though I say 3 minutes, obviously I don't know how thick your guys' dough is, so just make sure that it definitely needs 3 minutes and not 2, let's say. To around 3 minutes, you want to flip them. Make sure they look kind of goldy on one side. Ooh. If it looks a little bit pale like this one, at the end you can just go back and flip it on the other side for another 30 seconds or so. What I said beforehand about cooking the sides, all you gotta do is cook them like this. I think mine are almost cooked around the side, so I don't have to do this. But just in case it looks a little bit too doughy and uncooked and raw, just turn them on their sides. Once that is done, you can sprinkle a little bit of sugar on it, and it should look like this. Now you can go ahead and eat them. You can have jam, cream, butter, anything that you want. Hope you enjoyed.